Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Fraser Field for Northeastern Conference Baseball. In Glasgow, the Rams entertaining the Peabody Tanners. Glasgow trying to get off the slide. They're 2-4. They've lost 3 in a row. Peabody 4-1. The league is kind of shaken up. Everybody thought Danvers was going to be the team. Danvers beat Peabody, but then Danvers got run over by Beverly. And Beverly came here and just nipped Glasgow. They stole again here at Fraser, beating Glasgow. David Bernard on the mound for the Rams. And Evan Mullen, the left fielder for Peabody, will lead off the ball game for the Tanners. A little better weather. People aren't as bundled up as they've been. Lighter jackets. Temperatures have gone up into the possible 60s, high 50s. But the most important thing is the wind has virtually gone away. The winds were up to 40, 50 or more miles an hour. Chop foul. So Evan Mullen comes out swinging, starting off the ball game. Swinging and a miss. He chased a high fastball. Slicing foul off to the right side. That's going to go into that grassy knoll down behind first base. And the count stays 0-2. Coach Betancourt, long time, coaches baseball and football at PB High. Up and away for a ball. Also coaches his young girls' Little League teams and his basketball teams. Very busy man. Hit high in the air, that's going to go out of play past third base. Mike Sokowski, the head guy, been around for a while at Glasgow. Was a very good athlete, pitcher. Try to take something off the breaking ball. It stays high for a ball. Hit the shot. Luciano gets thrown away and goes up in the seats. Mullen will reach on the error. That's a rare error by Luciano. He has been playing terrific. You know, if Glasgow was where they were last year with the undefeated season going on, he could very well be in line for the MVP of this league. He's been swinging the bat extremely well. He's been playing defense very well. That's a rare error by Luciano, but he threw it away. It wound up in the seats. Mullen is in scoring position right off the bat. Jake Irvine, the center fielder, is the hitter. They pop it up. Dow makes the diving catch. Goes to second. They get a double play. Big time play for Aiden Dow. Came in, made the diving catch, picked it off the turf, and then get up quickly and made the toss for the double play. So very quickly, 2 outs with nobody on now. For Jake Gustin, the shortstop. Jake finishing up a very good career at Peabody. He's an outstanding player. Wide for a ball, 2-0. Throws right, bats left. In for a strike. 2-1. Slicing it the other way. Devin on his horse going over near the line. Almost over in. He had to go up and make the catch, but he gets it. So with the error, which doesn't hurt, David Bernard only faces 3 hitters on that outstanding play by Aiden Dow. He's worked himself into the lineup. He didn't play the first couple of games. He came in as a pinch hitter, got a base hit, knocked in a couple of runs. Played the next game, went 3 for 3, knocked in a run, and earned himself a spot and came out. He used him on the mound the last game, and he pitched a very nice game. Came up on the short end, but pitched well, kept him in the game. So Peabody is down. Joe Gilmartin will take the mound, the right-hander for Peabody. It'll be A.J. Luciano, the shortstop, leading off. Brett Buckland will DH for the catcher, Cesar Carrero, and bat second. Pitching and batting third, David Bernard. Sean Devon, the left fielder, hits in a cleanup spot. Batting fifth, the first baseman who made that very nice defensive play, Aiden Dow. Playing second and batting sixth, Jared DiFilippo. Deshaun Anderson will bat seventh and play third. Batting eighth and playing center field, Kevin Durant. Danny Lilia, who's been all over the place. He's been at third, he's been at short, he's been at second. He's in right field for the second time starting, and he's batting ninth. And we mentioned Cesar Carrero being hit for. He's the catcher. So Glasgow will have a chance to get on the board first here in the bottom of the first. I'm sitting here in the press box without a jacket. Last time I was here, I had a couple of sweatshirts, a turtleneck, 2 jackets, and gloves. And I was still cold. A.J. Luciano, we told you, boy, he's swinging the bat. He had a huge game against Winthrop a few games ago over at Winthrop. Led off the ball game with a home run. Continued with a triple, a double, a single, and knocked in 6 runs. Came back the next day, got 3 hits, and knocked in 2 more. Nobody's hotter with the bat than Luciano. Foul tip held on to by the catcher. The last game, I believe the Beverly game, was the first game this year that Luciano did not get a base hit. He hit the ball hard, but he hit it right at people. Slices it out of play. That's going to go up in the seats. And that fan didn't have a move or muscle. Bounced right in his lap. The 2-2 pitch up and coming. I think AJ thought that pitch was high. The umpire rang him up. One away for Brett Buckland. He's DHing for the catcher, Cesar Carrero. In for a strike. Started to pull the trigger. Thought he held up and went too far, and the pitch was up and away. Quickly, it's 2 strikes. Took something off that pitch. Buckland chased it. Well, that's a tough pitch to take with 2 strikes. That didn't miss by much. That's a nice waste pitch by Gilmartin. Swing and a miss. Chased the pitch that broke down and away. So up 2 down by way of strikeout. Unruly fan, can't control his kids. Jeff Waldron showing up. Used to be the assistant coach till Elsie fired him. Not a bad player at both St. Mary's and Glasgow. And then went on to play at Boston College. Did a nice job with Mike Sokowski coaching here at Glasgow. He's got his 2 kids with him. That was the reason he had to give it up. Imagine giving up sports for your family. High and tight for a ball, David Bernard. Jeff's father. Jerry, of course, good player in his own right. Played with Canigliaro and Carey and Nicosia and Urubino in that group at St. Mary's. Miss wide for a ball. Yeah, we got our first full count, 3-2. Strike 3 called, and Bernard thought the pitch was high. He took a step towards first base, and 3 strikeouts in the inning. 2 of them were questionable, Mike Zukowski and the Rams. So we're through an inning here at Frazier Field. We're right back where we started. Glasgow nothing, Peabody nothing at the end of 1. The pitcher, Joe Gilmartin, who had a big first inning, striking out all 3 he faced, will start the second inning for the Tanners. Those questionable strikeouts hit the short. Luciano, the long throw, gets him. Nice play. Not an easy play. He was deep in the hole. Long throw. It wasn't the fact that, because from the bench area, you can't really see, and from up here, we can't really tell if it's on the letters. The question for the strikes, the one on Luciano and the one on David Bernard, was the fact that it was like a 3 or 4 second delay. I mean, David Bernard took a step like he was going to first for a walk, and then came strike 3. So it was the question that it was late with the call. I think that was the thing that kind of disrupted everybody. This is Eric DeMeo, who had an outstanding career at both baseball, but especially in football. Two-way player in football. Was big-time fullback who ran for big yardage and blocked well. As a linebacker, made some big plays for Peabody. Going on to play in college. 2-2 the count. 1 out here in the top of the second. Hit foul back and out of play. Looked like he tried to take something off. It started high and stayed high. And we got a full count, 3-2. Pop back, foul, and out of play. DeMeo wearing Bernard out. Hit foul again. We're running out of baseballs. Again, the payoff pitch up and coming. This one stays in play. Filippo starting back, starting in, over his head. It's going to be, it's a single because he didn't touch it. I don't know if he lost it in the sun. He went back like he was going back in the outfield grass, started charging towards the pitcher's mound, took a couple of steps back and went over his head. And DeMeo winds up with a base hit. Trevor Lodi, the first baseman, will be the hitter. He bats right and throws left. Hits a solid shot past third, foul. Got out in front of it a little too much. So that's been, unfortunately for Mike Zukowski, that's the way it's gone for Classical, and it's really going. Whatever can go wrong has gone wrong. They haven't been able, they look like they're getting out of an inning, and a bad hop or an error or a drop ball, a walk, a hit batsman, a little lob toss. That's not the good throw over. DeMeo's a big boy linebacker, but he can run. He's getting a good sized lead off first. They just called a balk. David Bernard turned like he was going to throw, held it, and then realized what he was doing and threw the ball, but it was too late. He committed the balk. So the balk moves the runner to second base. Swing and a miss. Taste that pitch, looked like it was outside. 0-2. Swing and a miss again. Good pitch by David. His first strikeout. Michael Martinez, the right fielder, is the hitter. Hit in the air. Long run for Dow. Runs out of real estate. It's up in the seats, just beyond the reach of Aiden Dow in the seats. Talking to Coach Betancourt before the game, talking about his young team. On the corner for a strike. And Coach Betancourt was upset. They've been playing St. John's Prep forever, the first game of the season. St. John's Prep said, we don't want to play you. Big hop for Luciano. Makes the play. 2 plays in the inning for Luciano. Peabody gets a runner at second for the second inning in a row. The first inning was picked off on a double play, on a nice play by Dow. This time it's left at second after he made that bizarre base hit and balk. So Classical again will have a chance to get on top, but they have to put the ball in play. They had 3 strikeouts in the first inning. Sean Devon, Aiden Dow, Jared and DiFilippo, 4, 5, and 6 for the Rams. Classical's brought a few fans. Peabody's brought a few more. Sprinkling of fans here for this one. We had more fans when the weather was 40 degrees and the wind was blowing 60 miles an hour. So Joe Gilmartin will start his second inning of work. Right-hander got 2 called third strikes. Sandwiched in between a swinging strike. Kosk will be looking to put the ball in play for the first time. Action again going on at Manning Field, St. Mary's boys lacrosse. Never a dull moment. Saturday night they had a semi-pro soccer team run by Mr. Marino, who's the new soccer coach at Classical High School for the boys. So Coach Marino getting his feet wet at Manning Field, running the semi-pro team. Sean Devon throws right, bats left. In for a strike. In for a strike again. Umpire likes that high strike. 0-2 pitch up and coming. Swing and a miss. The beat goes on. 4 straight strikeouts to start the ball game. 2 called, 2 swinging. Aiden Dow will be the hitter. In for a strike. Chop. Nice play. If that gets by the pitcher, that's a hit. Gilmartin helped himself getting off the mound and fielding that. So Classical finally puts the ball in play, but it's to the pitcher for the second out. That breaks the streak of strikeouts. Terry DiFilippo, another throw right, bat left. Oh, he was in a, I take that back. Throws right, bats right. He was in a left-handed batter's box. I thought he was a swing from the left side. In for a strike. Martin hasn't thrown many pitches out of the strike zone. Curveball breaks down and in. Good pitch on the corner. Quickly, it's 1-2. Slice to right field. On his horse. Michael Martinez got a good jump. He was over near the line. He went to his right center field and picked off. DiFilippo hit it well. For another 1-2-3 innings, 6 in a row retired by Gilmartin to start the ball game. We played 2 here at Frazier Field, and we're still dead even. Classical nothing, Peabody nothing at the end of 2. Bottom 2 in the order for Peabody, then back to the top of the order as we start the 3rd inning. Eddie Campbell, the third baseman, will lead it off. Hit solidly to left center field. Drops in, that's going to be a stand-up double. Jumped on the first pitch and drilled it to left center field. Hit that one a long way. So for 3rd inning in a row, Peabody has a runner at second base. We mentioned the first inning they were doubled off. Second inning they were stranded there. Now they start with the runner at second. Cole Cuzzy, the second baseman, is the hitter. Tries to bunt and fouls it off. Anderson way in at third, Dow charging from first. And he pushes it by everybody, and the run's going to score. Perfect bunt by Kuzi. Anderson was charging. He pushed it between the pitcher and the third baseman. The shortstop, Luciano, was going to cover third. It rolled right to shortstop. Campbell able to score easily on the bunt. A perfect bunt. Evan Mullen, the leadoff hitter, reached on an error, leading off the ball game. Chopped it to third. Anderson, second for one. That's all they'll get, but they get the important one in the middle. Jake Irvine, he was the one that bunted into the double play. Dow making a diving catch, picking it off the turf, and doubling the runner off second base. Diving back at first is Mullen. He got a big jump. No way they were going to throw him out. He got a huge jump off the base. So again, they have a runner at second base. One out. The runner takes off a third, and he's in easily at third. Anderson was charging for the bunt. It was a foot race with Luciano and Mullen got there easily. Irvine faked like he was going to bunt. That drew Anderson way in, and he was able to steal third easily. Hit in the left field for a base hit. Mullen invents a run, a fielder's choice, 2 stolen bases, and a base hit. Jake Gustin flied to left field. So Peabody has broken the ice here in the third, getting 3 base hits. One of them, a shot to left center field. The other one, a bunt that was pushed. You couldn't. If you blew up a blueprint, you couldn't put it any better. Pushing the bunt between the pitcher and the third baseman, both charging, and the shortstop going to third, and it winds up going right by, going out. Would have gone into the outfield grass if they didn't track it down. And the runner from second was able to score easily. Now they run themselves into another run. Hit in the air to short center field. Long run. It's going to bounce for a base hit. So Peabody's hit a shot to left center field. They've got a bunt that they push between fielders. Now they got a Texas Leaguer that they drop in the short center field. They've touched all the bases here. First and second with 1 out. For Joe Gilmartin, the pitcher, who grounded out short to first. They take off running again, and they're going to steal 2 more bases. Four stolen bases in the inning. takes away a potential double play. Haskell has to bring the infield in. And it's hit right by Anderson into left field for a base hit. Both runners are going to score. So the double steal works out perfectly. Peabody swinging the bat here. A solid shot by Gilmartin, helping himself. Five hits in the inning. Eric Tamayo got that wacky base hit. He had a pop-up into 2 steps behind the second baseman. He went back, then came forward, then went back, and never touched it. It wound up going over his head, dropping for a base hit. Hit foul back out of play. It was a long at bat for DeMeo. He was the one that they tried to pick him off and they balked. A solid shot to left field for a base hit. Peabody with the hitting shoes on in this inning. Four straight hits after the force out for the first and only out. Trevor Lodi is the 8th hitter in the inning. In for a strike. Trying to keep that runner close at second base. Peabody's been running all over the place. They got 4 stolen bases in the inning. 2 of them stealing third. Wide, nice job by Carrero to go out and get that one. Chop slowly to short. Nice play by Luciano to get the play. Not an easy play. It got by the pitcher. Looked like it might be a base hit. Michael Martinez grounded out short to first. He's the 9th hitter in the inning. Waves at that curveball for strike 1. Chop to third. Anderson, big hop. So Peabody sends 9 to the plate. 4 of them score. Six hits in the inning. Most of them were shots. The bunt was just a little push, another Texas leaguer, but other than that, they were solid shots. So Peabody looking to break the ice, did it in a big way. They give Joe Gilmartin, who has been perfect through 2 innings, a 4-run cushion to work with, punching 6 hits in the inning. And it'll be the bottom 3 in the order for Glasgow. Tayshaun Anderson, Kevin Durant, Danny Lilia. And Martin will start an inning for the first time with a lead. And it's a pretty good one. And I've been very remiss going into the third inning without mentioning Lynn lost an absolute legend. I lost a very good friend and a former teammate, Peter Pedro. Certainly among the top 3 or 4. Everybody talks about Aganis being number 1. Peter Pedro was not far behind with his athletic prowess. Played baseball, basketball, Golden Gloves champion, but an outstanding football player. And had a tryout with the Patriots. He was connected with the school system in the city and worked with a lot of kids. And strong supporter of the St. Mary's basketball team, boys basketball team, because his son-in-law, David Brown, coached, married to Peter's daughter. He was just an outstanding athlete, but as good as an athlete he was a much better person. He was, you use that word, nice guy, an awful lot. But boy, it's an adjective that really stands out for Peter Pedro. Just the nicest person I've ever met. Didn't have a bad word to say about anybody, liked everybody, got along with everybody, and made a tremendous mark in the city of Lynn. He'll be missed for a very long time. It's amazing how in the space of less than 2 weeks, we lost 2 legends. Dick Lynch from Swampscott, coach and player, who was in the English Hall of Fame as an athlete, a Lynnite until he went to coach and live in Swampscott. His son, Mike, the big announcer. We lost Dick. His wake was enormous. And now I'm sure Peter Pedro's will be the same. That was Deshaun Anderson grounding out third to first. So our thoughts and our prayers and our deepest sympathies go out to Peter's wife, his son, his family, and all his loved ones. He'll be missed by an awful lot of people. He's going to leave a terrific void. You don't fill voids like that. You lose people like that. You don't replace people like that. So rest in peace, my friend. I'm one of the proudest people in the world to be able to say I was Peter's friend and teammate. That one dropped low. Kevin Durant, the center fielder, was the hitter. High and tight for a ball. In for a strike with Durant taking. And we got a full count. Hit foul off the screen. Count stays 3-2. I think this is the first 3-2 count that Gilmartin has here in 2 1/3 innings. The payoff pitch again, once up and coming. Strike 3 call. I think Durant knew it. He was going to the dugout before the umpire said strike 3. Five strikeouts for Gilmartin. Danny Lilia is the hitter. I told you, he's been Johnny everything for Classical. He played short, he played third, he's played right, played second. Hit foul to the screen. Quickly 2 strikes. Top of the order, A.J. Luciano on deck. Slicing it the other way to left field, drifting over. He ran into foul territory, reached back into fair territory, did Evan Mullen. And he caught the ball. It looked like he overran it. reached back and just inside the foul line made the catch. So another 1-2-3 inning. 9 in a row retired by Gilmartin to start the ball game. And at the end of 3, that big 4-run third inning is the difference. Peabody 4, Classical nothing at the end of 3. Eddie Campbell led the third inning with a double and scored the first run and started that 4-run uprising. And he starts the fourth inning after Peabody batted around. Curveball drops in for a strike. That one breaks down and away. It's 1-1. So Martin is 1 for 1, a double with a run scored. He had a solid shot into left center field. Hit to third, backing up to play the big hop. Nice job by Anderson. He started to charge it, realized that he was going to be stuck with a hop, so he backed up. It bounced right in his midsection. Nice play by Anderson. One up, one down in the fourth. Cole Cousy is the guy that looked to bunt Campbell to third, and with everybody moving, he pushed the bunt right by the pitcher and the third baseman into the shortstop hole. The runner scored. He wound up on first. He got an RBI on the play. Lines it, slicing it foul off to the right side. So on the bunt with the runner at second, he got the RBI. He didn't score in that inning because he was out on a fielder's choice. Slicing it foul again. What a nice play by DiFilippo. Hit right on the nose by Cousy. DiFilippo had to go to his right. He almost overplayed, stuck the glove, made the nice pick, and throws Cousy out. 2 up, 2 down in the fourth. Evan Mullen reached on an error, reached on the fielder's choice, and the fielder's choice in the third, he came around to score one of the 4 runs. He hit the ground to the short that was thrown away. Then he hit a ground to the third that Anderson made a nice play on and got the force at second. And he hits it to Anderson again. Nice play. Throw pulls Dow off the bag, but Anderson made a great stab. That's a tough play to give him an error on. Looked like he took a hit away from Mullen, and the throw sailed up the right field side. Dow couldn't stay on the bag. He had to go get it. So Mullen is on for the third time. It extends the fourth inning. Jake Irvine popped to first trying to bunt into a double play on that big-time play by Dowd in the first inning. Last time up, he singled. His single knocked in a run. They came around to score one of the 4. Missing wide. Wait and see if they try to get Irvine down to second base. Diving back on the throw over is Irvine. He took off, looked like he wasn't going. He took a step, then stopped, and then broke again. He winds up stealing second base. 5 stolen bases for Peabody. They're 5 for 5. 1-1 the count. Irvine is the center fielder for Peabody. Nice stop by Carrero on a pitch in the turf. Again, nice stop by Carrero. And now Carrero wants to talk to David Bernard. Two quick outs by an error extended the inning. That one goes to the backstop. Ball 4, and it's going to move the runner to the third as well. First walk in the ball game for either pitcher. Time was out. The runner was off third. They tried to pick him off, but they called timeout. So ball 4 is a wild pitch. The runner goes to third, first and third. Jake Gustin flied to left, singled and scored. He scored the 4th run in the 3rd inning. So now Peabody trying to add to that. 2 quick outs, easy ground balls. An error and a walk extends the inning. High for a ball. So over to first, diving back is Irvine. Popped up. It's going to come back out of play. Count evens at 1. First and third, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. High and tight, had a duck out of the way of that one. Saw his life pass in front of him there. Lob toss over to first. Slicing it up. That's going to go out of play up in the seats behind the Classical's dugout. And we got deuce as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Here in the 4th inning. Chopped back to the mound. David Bernard makes the play himself, so the walk and the error don't hurt. Peabody leaves 2 in the 4th. We're halfway through the ball game. That 4-run inning is the difference. Peabody got 4 in the 3rd, and that's it. 4-0 Peabody as we move into the bottom of the 4th. And it'll be the top of the order for the Classical Rams. Still not ideal weather for baseball. It's still a little bit chilly for the players and the fans, but a lot better than it's been. The biggest factor after they cleared the snow off the field was the very heavy winds. I mean, the winds never went away, and they were 30, 40, sometimes 50 miles an hour. And it was just bitterly cold. Everybody wearing 2, 3, 4 layers of clothes, huddled under blankets, the fans, and you just couldn't get loose as players. Your hands are exposed, waiting to make a play. The pitcher throwing the ball every play. Made it extremely difficult, and what made it worse was with the snow and the terrible weather, teams couldn't get out on the field. So they're still trying to get their baseball feet under them, even though they played 6 games. Absolute worst I've ever gone through to start a baseball season, and I've been through a few. A.J. Luciano was called on strikes in the first inning. Big hop, but the third baseman makes the play, and the first baseman makes a pick at first. The third baseman had enough time to stand up and throw, but he threw it from his knees. And Lodi made a nice pick at first base. So Campbell throws Luciano out on 1 pitch. Brett Buckland struck out swinging. Here's 1 trip. So that was a big hop to the third baseman. When he caught it, he went down fielding it and didn't bother to get up. He threw it from his knees and almost threw it away. Trevor Lodi, the first baseman, saved him. 2-0 to Brett Buckland. Missing again. So this is the first time he's gone 3-0. Buckland will be taking here. In for a strike. It's 3-1 the count. That's ball 4. First base runner for Glasgow. 10 in a row retired by Gilmartin starting the ball game. Buckland draws the walk. David Bernard was called on strikes as 1 trip. Missing down and in. Hit foul back up in the seats. So 1-1 pitch. Hangs up and in, 2-1. Up and away for a ball. Come on, got the first out. Kind of lost his rhythm a little bit here, walking to Buckland. Now he goes 3-1 to Bernard. And that brings the catcher DeMail out to talk to his pitcher. The 3-1 pitch up and coming. Way up and in. Back-to-back walks. 2-1, 1 out for Sean Devon, who struck out swinging, leading off the second inning. Slices it foul off to the third base side. Foul back quickly. It's 2 strikes. Oh, 2 the count to the Ram left field, not third baseman. Waves at the pitch down and away. Big strikeout, Phil Gilmartin. He's got at least 1 in every inning. He got 3 in the first. So he's got 6. Aiden Dow bounced to the pitcher. He was the first hitter to put the ball in play. He struck out the first 4 hitters. Off the catcher, Buckland thought about it, but then held up at second base. Didn't go that far. Up and away for a ball. Wide again, 3-0. That's ball 4. Third walk in the inning, loads the bases. Jared DiFilippo flied out to right field. There's 1 trip. Yeah, it's going to get a trip out to the mound. Coach Betancourt wants to have a conversation with Gilmartin. He was breezing. He retired the first 10 hitters in the game and did it rather easily. Now he got the first out in the inning. Back-to-back walks. Looked like he got the rhythm back when he struck out Devon. Now he walks down, and the bases are loaded for Jared DiFilippo. Jared is pressed into service at second base. Christian Burt hurt his back first game of the season. He was at second base. They put a runner in for him. He hasn't been back since. Last couple of games, he has been in uniform. So they're waiting to get him back in the lineup. Trying to make sure his back is okay. Hit in the air to left field, and after the first pitch, Mullen makes the play. So Gilmartin escapes. He lost it a little bit in that inning. He walked 3 players, loaded the bases for the Rams. But he got a strikeout and a flyout, and he gets out of the inning. And it's still Peabody 4, Classical nothing at the end of 4. The pitcher, Joe Gilmartin, will lead off the 5th inning. Hits it to third. Anderson with another nice play. He's made 4 nice plays. Eric DeMay was perfect. Single twice. His first hit was that little pop-up that second baseman started back, then wound up going back into short right field, and the ball popped over his head. You don't have to hit him solid all the time. You just have to find a spot. He found a spot with that one. Down and away. After the first pitch was a strike, 1-1. 4, 5, and 6 for Peabody here in the 5th inning. Started to pull the trigger. It was up and away for a ball. Right, a line shot back to David Bernard. Thank God he got his glove up. You worry when that line shot to Mail hit that a ton, and David Bernard's self-defense got the glove on it and knocked it down and threw him out. Thank God he's okay. Trevor Lodi has struck out, grounded a shot. Curveball drops in for a strike. Good pitch by Bernard. That one breaks down and away. 1-1. Solid shot to left field. Devin a couple of steps to his left. Picks it off. First 1-2-3 inning. He only faced 3 in the first inning, but there was a double play after an error. That's the first legitimate 1-2-3 inning. So Peabody is down. The difference is still that 4-run 3rd inning as we move into the bottom of the 5th. 7, 8, and 9 for Classical. Gilmartin will start his 5th inning of work. He lost it a little bit in the 3rd inning, walking 3, but got out of it. Tells you Peabody 4-1 coming in. Classical trying to get off a 3-game slide. They're 2-4. Jeff Waldron again trying to cause trouble. We never did when you were pitching. Tayshawn Anderson has been playing very well at third base. And his one time up, he grounded out third to first. Drops down and away. Slices it foul down to that grassy knoll behind first base. Down and in for a ball. 2-1 the count to the Ram third baseman, Tayshawn Anderson. Kevin Durant, the center fielder, on deck. Hit to short. Long throw. Jake Gusling told you he's a very good player. He's got a rocket for an arm. Anderson is out 6-3. Hit it well, but he hit it right at the shortstop. Kevin Durant was called out on strikes his one trip. Hit in the air behind first base. Long run. Can't make the play. Lodi reaching over his shoulder trying to make the play, running away from home plate. So it's a long strike, and the count will be 0-1. Danny Lilia, the right fielder, on deck. In for a strike. Quickly 0-2. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Shows he's got at least one in every inning. One in the second, third, fourth, and fifth after striking out the side in the first. So 7 strikeouts. Danny Lilia flied out to left is one trip. Hits it foul back and out of play. Top of the order, A.J. Luciano on deck. Up and away for a ball. Up and away again. 2 on the count to the Ram right fielder. Come on, works quickly. Hits solidly, but right at the first baseman. Lodi makes the play. Another 1-2-3 inning. 4 of the 5 innings have been 1-2-3. And through 5, Gilmartin and Peabody shutting out Glasgow 4-0. Bottom 3 in the order for Peabody. Michael Martinez is grounded to short, grounded to third. His 2 trips. Swings and misses, chases that high fastball. Chases it again, 0-2. And he does it again. 3 pitches. He chased all 3. Eddie Campbell started that 4-run uprising. He doubled and scored the first run. He grounded out third to first his last time. That one breaks down and away for a ball. Slashing to right field. Lilia coming on, has to play it on a hop. He was deep in right field for a right-hand hitter. He came on, looked like he might have a play, and then just bounced in front of him. So Campbell's got his second hit. Take away the 4th inning. David Bernard's pitched very well. That's only the second hit. And only 3 other base runners have reached. 2 of them were on errors, 1 on a walk. And one of the errors was picked off on a double play. So he shut Peabody down, with the exception of that 4th inning. Missing wide for a ball. Cruzy laid down that perfect bunt. He pushed it by everybody to the shortstop that was vacant with everybody running to cover bases. He got an RBI. Hit to right. Lilia was over by the line. He gets a few steps to his right, makes the play for the second out. He had grounded a second his other time, but that bunt was a perfect bunt. Third baseman charging, shortstop going to third, pitcher coming in, pushed it right between the first and pitcher and third baseman, and runner from second was able to score. So he got an RBI on when he was looking to sacrifice the runner to third. Wound up with a hit. Evan Mullins been on base 3 times. He reached on an error, reached on a fielder's choice and scored, and reached on an error. Clonsco's made 2 errors, and both of them have been ground balls by Mullen, the left fielder. Swing and a miss. The runner takes off. They call it a balk. David Bernard started to come to home plate. The runner just broke from first. David turned around, threw to second, and threw a little 4 or 5 bouncer, a little soft toss, and they called the second balk. It would have been the 6th stolen base for Peabody because he had the base stolen. Curveball hangs high. Well, Peabody's been running. They ran quite a bit in the 3rd inning. Hit the second. Nice play by DiFilippo. Dow scoops the ball at first on the hop. DiFilippo had to go to his right to get it. So the hit in the balk don't hurt. Peabody is down again. Gilmartin will start his 6th inning of work. It'll be the top of the order. A.J. Luciano, Brett Buckland, David Bernard to face him. As Clonsco needs a rally. They're down 4. And the difficult part with this is with the league expanding. Medford, Malden, Somerville, Everett coming in the league. It ballooned the league to 16 teams. And it winds up with everybody playing each other once. So if you lose, you don't get a chance to avenge the loss. So league games are now even more valuable than they were before. You lose one, you could get one back, but now you lose one, you don't get a chance to get it back with the team that beat you. Luciano struck out and grounded to third. Curveball drops low for a ball. In for a strike, 1-1. We mentioned Gilmartin works quickly. Doesn't waste much time. He's ready to go when he gets the ball back. In on the fist, popped up to left field. Long run, the left fielder gets there. Mullen chases it down. Right in on the fist. 1 up, 1 down in the 6th. Brett Buckland has struck out. He was the first one to reach against Gilmartin. Gilmartin had retired 10 in a row before he walked Buckland. He wound up walking 3 in that 4th inning. Buckland was the first. So he's 0 for 1. That one's down and away for a ball. Foul back off the catcher. The count evens at 1. Gets a piece of that curveball that broke inside and fouls it to the Classical dugout. And it's 1-2. Hit up the middle for a base hit. Buckland gets the first hit. So for 5 1/3 innings, Gilmartin had a no-hitter. But that's a solid shot right through the pitcher's box into center field for a base hit. Nothing fluky about that one. David Bernard has struck out and walked. Hits it foul to the backstop. And we're going to get some warm-up action. I think they were letting Gilmartin go as long as he had the no-hitter. But Alex D'Angelo was going to loosen up down the right field bullpen. Hit in the air to right field. Long run for the right fielder. Going back over the shoulder, makes the catch. Nice play by Martinez. Takes extra bases away from David Bernard. And they call him out for leaving first too early. Buckland thought he tagged. They're going to call him out. So the one hit is called out. The right fielder Martinez went way back in right field, over the shoulder, made the catch. Buckland tagged up, went to second base. They appealed and they called him out for leaving early. So the one hit in the ball game is out on the double play. We finished 6. That 1 inning the difference. 4 runs in the 3rd for Peabody, and that's where we are. 4-0 Peabody over Classical at the end of 6. Jake Irvine will lead it off. 2, 3, and 4 for Peabody in the 7th inning. So Buckland breaks up the no-hitter, and then he's called out on a double play when they said he left too soon from first base. Curveball breaks in. Missing inside for a ball. Chop foul behind home plate. Irvine popped to first, trying to bunt. It turned out to be a double play when Dowd made a terrific defensive play, picking it off the turf and doubling the runner at second. He singled a run and scored a run in that 3rd inning and walked in the 4th. So he's 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. He's the center fielder for the Tanners. So unless Classical has a big 7th inning, Peabody is going to go to 5-1, and Classical is going to lose. Their fourth. Hit foul back and out of play. Hit the shot. Hit it right on the nose. Hit it right to the shortstop. Nice play by Luciano. Council's made 2 errors, but they haven't hurt. They put 2 on, but it was innings that Peabody did not score. High for a ball. Jake Gustin, the shortstop, flied to left, singled and scored in the third, bounced to the pitcher. So he's 1 for 2 with a run scored. Missed inside for a ball. Missing wide for a ball. 3-0. Hit foul back. He had the green light on 3-0. In for a strike, he started to go to first base. Payoff pitch up and coming. And that's ball 4. So he's on for the second time. Joe Gilmartin grounded a short. He got a big single knocking in 2 runs. A big 2-out single in the third. And all of the 4 runs came. Oh, I got a 1-out single, excuse me. Peabody batted around, put 9 hitters to the plate in that third inning. The runner takes off. He overslid the bag. He gets the stolen base. He's going to get tagged out by Luciano. So he had the stolen base, that number 6. So 6 stolen bases. They got 4 of them in the third inning. But then he overslid the bag and got caught in the rundown. Luciano wound up making the putout. Hit right. I hope David Bernard's okay. That's going to be he's walking off okay. Boy, he just saw his life pass in front of him. A line shot hit David Bernard and went almost right through in the center field. It deflected to DiFilippo. That's a very tough 1-4-3. And they're very lucky that that wasn't a very serious 1-4-3. Thank God David Bernard is okay. So the walk doesn't hurt. We'll move into the bottom half of the seventh inning. So David Bernard, again, you can't take away the fourth inning because they got 4 runs on 6 base hits. But in the other 5 innings, Peabody only had 6 base runners in the other 6 innings. 2 hits, 2 walks, 2 errors. And one of those base runners, one of the errors, was doubled off. So he pitched extremely well. They just got to him in that 3rd inning got the bat and the ball and found open spaces for 6 big hits. So Gil Martin is out. They had D'Angelo warming up, but Gil Martin is going to at least start the 7th inning. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 for Classical. So David Bernard goes 7, gives up 8 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned. Walked 2, struck out 2. And again, 1 inning, the difference. He pitched extremely well. Sean Devon has struck out swinging twice. Fouled off the foot, I believe, of Devon. Lines it into left center field for a base hit. He loves to go the other way. Only the second hit for Classical, both of them with a lot of authority, line shots. And D'Angelo again starts to loosen up in the bullpen. Aiden Dow was the first one to put it in play. Gil Martin struck out the first 4. And then Dow looked like he pushed it by the pitcher, but Gil Martin made a nice defensive play to get to it and throw him out at first base. Would have been a hit if it got by the pitcher. He walked his last time up. Hits it to short, to second for 1. They get the double play. Nice turn in the middle by the second baseman, Kuzi. So both hits that Classical got have been doubled off. Buckler was called out for leaving too early, tagging up at first. And now Devon is doubled up on the 6-4-3 double play. So Classical has had 5 base runners, 2 of them doubled up. And that's terrific play by the second baseman going to get it, but he had no chance to throw DiFilippo out. So Gil Martin has walked 3 and given up 3 hits. 2 of the hits doubled off. Ashawn is in the ground of the third, ground to the short. In for a strike. High and away for a ball. Kind of a late swing, punched it foul behind home plate. 1-2 the count. Hit in the air to center field. This should do it. Irvine is there to make the play. Outstanding performance by Gil Martin. Didn't give up a hit till there was 1 out in the 6th inning. Gave up 3 hits, and 2 of those hits were doubled off on the base pass. He walked 3 in the 4th to break that perfect game. Got out of that, but then gave up the hit to Buckland in the 6th. Buckland was called out, leaving first too soon on a tag up. Gave up the hit to Devin leading off the 7th. He got wiped out on the 6-4-3 double play. And then DiFilippo got the hit with 2 outs. And it ended with the fly ball to center field. Peabody got 3 in the 3rd inning. Campbell led with a double. A perfect bunt by Kuzi, pushing it. Everybody running the infield, going all over the place to cover bases. He pushed it into the shortstop hole with nobody there. The runner, Campbell, scored from second. Mullen reached center fielder's choice. Stole second. Stole third. An RBI single by Irvin. He went to second on a base hit. Stole third. A big 2 RBI single by Gil Martin. And that made it 4-0, and that was it. All the scoring done in the 3rd inning. So the RBI by Irvin, the 2 RBI by Gil Martin, the RBI on the bunt by Kuzi. A great performance. Gil Martin walks 3, gives up 3 hits. 2 of them are wiped out on the base pass. For Classical, Buckland got the first hit of the ball game. He was on base twice with a walk and a single. He was the first one to reach against Gil Martin with the walk in the 4th to end the perfect game. He ended the no-hitter in the 6th with the base hit. Wiped out. Devin led the 7th with a base hit. Out on the 6-4-3 double play. DiFilippo got the base hit. There were walks to David Bernard and Dow. And those were the 6 base runners. 3 walks, 3 hits, 2 double plays by Peabody. So actually only 4 base runners for Classical. And that big 3rd inning, 4-run 3rd inning by Peabody was the only run they scored. David Bernard, outside of that, gave up only 6 base runners, 2 of them on errors. Pitched well enough, but that 1 inning cost Classical, and they now drop to 2-5. Peabody will go to 5-1. So we hope you enjoyed it. A nice job done by our camera people. Matthew Chan, and I'll even mention Hector Rosario, even though he didn't remember us when we went to Wendy's and bought food over at Wendy's. I'll still say he did an excellent job on the camera, even though he didn't let us partake in his food when he didn't remember us when he went over to get nourishment. But we'll let him go for that. You know, other than that, he did a very nice job on the camera. So good job by Hector and Matthew. I'm John Hoppin saying we hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.